Hello, everybody. My name is Dom of X, comicrelease.com associate editor. And before I introduce my guests for today's interview, first timers on the channel, and also something that been in the backlog, put in the editing, but it's finally out, I would like to thank my friends over at Titan and my friend Julia as well for getting this interview set up. I am interviewing none other than the two folks who are going to happily introduce themselves. Eisner nominees doing a graphic novel for the first time ever. Please welcome them to the stage.
Hi, we're Brandt&Stein.
And you're watching Dom of X.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Dom of X, comicreleases.com associate editor, and on new to the channel and first timers here, leaves with me, and hopefully many more in the future. I have a couple of Eisner and GLAAD nominee creators. I have some of their covers as well. I had no idea that they did interview opportunities. So again, this is the first time I'm going to be speaking to them about this, not only with their brand new upcoming book, The Worst Man, but also in terms of, you want to talk about multiple covers, I have some of their DC Pride covers. I am, of course, talking to Ted Brandt and Rose Stein. How are you two doing today?
We're good, thank you. Yeah, very happy to be here.
I'm very happy that you guys are here too and are going to be talking with me about comics. But before we get into your brand new graphic novel and amongst other books that I just apparently happen to be, again, a fan, I had no idea that you guys were here. How did you two get into comics, if I may ask?
Well, we both went to university to
to learn how to make them.
on a comics illustration course, and we met there, and it kind of all just went from there, really. Like, because
our first job we got because you saw that Princeless needed a artist,
and
so we took a punt on that.
Well, yeah, because about that time we were realizing that we have very complementary strengths and weaknesses. The things that each of us is good and bad at are mirrored by the other.
Yeah.
Which means, like, neither of us is any good solo, but together we're quite useful.
So you two met at university is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. Like, were you guys just like a part of the same class? How did you guys first meet? I guess before the comics way. I have to ask that now.
You like to tell this story about the first time we properly interacted. I say properly.
Yeah. Rode joined when I was in the second year of the class, transferring over from another university. And well, the first time I said hello, it was a little more socially awkward in those days. So Rode looked rather like deer in headlights.
Yeah, I've been looking at the bookshelf that was in the classroom, and I wasn't really aware of you being there, and the idea of someone talking to me was absolutely terrifying. So you saying hello, you say you've never seen someone look so scared.
Yeah.
That's interesting. All right, that works.
Then, like 14 years later, here we are.
Yeah.
So it ended up all being a perfect ending, is what I'm.
Oh yeah.
I love.
Well, I'm talking right now, so there's definite progress happened.
That is so cute. I love the way that you two have not only bonded, but have made comics seemingly like an art, etc. Your life goals, that just happen to be a part of this shared module that like. You talk about similarities, even, in any relationship, but isn't it better to have something, on a front where not only are you two similar, but you also have the same pathways, aspirations, desires, etc.
Yeah, I mean, like, the aspirations are definitely converging as we go. So when we started doing comics, we had wildly different ideas of what would be fun. Partly because I'd been reading comics for decades, even at that point, and
I barely read any.
Exactly.
I came into doing comics because I initially wanted to be an animator, and the first year at university I went to study animation, and realized this is going to drive me insane. But I like the storyboarding part of it. So I was like, oh, that could translate into doing comics. So,
Yeah. So we did have very different ideas of what we wanted to do at the start, but as the longer we go on, the more the goals align.
mm,
That is awesome to hear. If I may, one of my friends, she recently put out an original graphic novel as well for DC. It's named Supergirl's Family Vacation. And she also sort of had the same like trackway into getting into comics, but
mm,
she also thought that she was going to be in animation, but the stars didn't line up per se, and she found
mm,
the 2D still illustration a lot more endearing and
yeah.
worthwhile than the animation of it all.
Yeah, because I mean, so much stuff is also 3D animated now, and I was like, I don't understand 3D programming. So I just want to draw things. But yeah, it's also the way that animation takes so much longer to actually tell your story because you have to do every little frame of stuff, and it's like, I, yeah, it's a lot of work, and I do not have the brain for that.
Which I completely understand. And there are days where I miss sort of like the 2D animation of it all.
Mm,
Like, as a kid, like watching it didn't even matter if it was SpongeBob, the original Teen Titans cartoon. Uh you can even throw it back to, superheroes like I'm sure that most people watched, Batman the animated series, Spider-Man in the 90s. But I just feel like there's something magical about the 2D landscape of it all that
yeah.
keeps you in.
Mm. There is, it's that thing of translating depth with line rather than having the full objects there to move around. It's you can find so many tricks into how to make an image work and give you depth.
Mm.
Like old Disney movies like Bambi and stuff had their backgrounds done with layers of different hand painted bits of
Cells.
scenery not just the cells, but like there's like tracking shots that
Yeah.
go through bits that have the depth of different layers of the scene in it, so that you can play with the focal length to give that thing like you're tracking through like the forest or
Mhm.
something, and it's just fascinating how
It,
that manages to work
Yeah.
and be
I
convincing.
it feels too complicated even for my own feeble mind
Mm,
sometimes, for certain. But I guess fast forward now to where you both are at. You both have been nominated for Eisner over at Image, doing cover work for Harley Quinn at DC. And now you have an original graphic novel that is coming out over from our friend Titan, who I want to give a big shout out to before we move into this part of the interview, and all together. How did you guys come to whether it's the realization of it all or the pitch that we want to do something where it's not the serialized one issue format that stories typically run in? We want to do something that will appeal maybe to a wider amount of people in a self-contained novel that people will be able to read and experience.
I mean, we've always been wanting to do graphic novels. Well, not always, but for a long time, because we like finite stories. We like setting out, like knowing where it's going to end. And graphic novel, and certainly when we found when it comes to writing, we're people often like kind of compare graphic novels and monthly
single issue
comics
comics.
to movies and TV, and we definitely think more in terms of movie than TV.
Because the thing with doing, say, if you're going to do a mini series that had the same number of pages as Worst Man does, there are also those you have to make these artificial breakpoints in the story
Yeah,
who so they can be done in issues.
yeah, it would have changed the pacing a lot.
Mm.
But as it stands, we because we've just making a single unit, we get to control down to the page exactly how it's all going to go. without having to make any artificial compromises.
For sure. And you speak to the movie element of it, right? Where it's you don't have to worry about binging maybe a long TV show. So for example, I bring up Harley Quinn because you guys are working on it. It's less so more that or less that I have to worry about what happens in this particular 20-page story, 22-page story. Rather, it's less of that and I can do whatever, how many pages that you guys wanted, whether it's 50, 100, 300, that's all controlled on your end where you don't have to meet the same criterias or deadlines that maybe other artists or illustrators or creators have to for the serialized comic book.
Yeah, I mean the deadline stuff isn't so much for thing, but the pacing definitely is because I mean, Worst Man has a 20-page dinner scene in it. Like you couldn't put that
into one issue of a
yeah,
comic.
like there's no way that people would be comfortable, like happy with one single scene around one table being a full 20-page issue. It just wouldn't work. But it was what we needed to do for that part of the story. And so like being able to put that in the middle of a graphic novel is very easy, but trying to justify that for an ongoing series would be much harder.
Yeah.
I can imagine you telling your editor saying, "Hey, I really want this character, let's just say Batman, for example. I really want Batman to have, like you said, like a very long dinner scene with Alfred in the mansion. I don't think that unless there were some trick to it, maybe one of his villains like pops up and starts wrecking things. I don't think something like that could happen.
No, exactly.
No, I don't think people are gonna. Some people might enjoy a single issue that is just Batman talking to Alfred about his issues
Yeah.
for a full
But-
issue of comics, but I don't think it'd be a
No,
big hit.
no, exactly. Right. Like making a graphic novel just means that we've got much more autonomy and control. We don't have to worry about like because we don't have to split into arbitrary 20-page chunks, then we can make sure that every scene is the length it needs to be. Because like most of the scenes are sort of between 1 to 4 pages, really.
Yeah.
For
But
certain.
some go longer, and they it just doesn't break up neatly in. And also, it, the story as it is would have ended up being just over 11 issues, which is
That's
as
an
original.
awkward number.
Yeah, it's a weird number.
Not that 11 issue stories haven't been done before, but I think a lot of comic book publishers, distributors prefer the hey, we have 4, 5, 6, or
Yeah,
12, right? Like that's typically
Mm.
the number. So it
yeah, and it's much easier to get someone weirdly to take a chance on a graphic novel that's 11 issues worth than it is to get them to take a chance on a 6 issue, like a six single issue proposal. So yeah, graphic novels were the obvious choice for us.
For sure. I would also like to ask on that front because we have a lot of different publishers now that are doing fantastic stuff on every single element in front. Like, I've seen IDW try their hand in the graphic novel slash, manga scene. We've seen a lot of these publishers push towards that front. I guess my question is, what made Titan the perfect publisher for pushing out your creation here?
They said they'd let us do it.
Yeah, I mean that's like I mean because there is an like they specifically said that they wanted to work with us
Mm.
before we pitched them. So and the feedback we got from more traditional like book market publishers was largely the editors saying we really really like this but we don't know how to market it so we're not gonna.
That kills my
And
heart.
That's publishing.
that's publishing, but like Titan because they had specifically said they wanted something from us, then it meant like, well, yeah, they were willing to take a chance just because we were doing it.
Which we are
And
very grateful for.
yeah, and it's worked out fantastically. Like working with them has been a genuine joy.
That is very, very nice to hear. And on that front too, Why the romantic comedy aspect? I feel like you guys definitely lean, whether it's any of your own created work or whatnot. What made you want to do a story in that particular genre as opposed to something else?
We really enjoy them,
Yeah,
for one thing.
like romantic comedy has like almost all of the stuff that we enjoy. It has like I mean, comedy is essential for us because we are clowns
Yeah,
fundamentally. Like in
we're
that proper,
clowns.
we are clowns in that proper sense of clowning in terms of like using humor to discuss serious emotions. So like we do 100% think of ourselves as clowns and romance like both of us are autistic and so connection and like the strands that bind people together always fascinate us.
Mm. Having being seen.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's endless fascination for us
Mm.
because it's all about how we connect to each other, how we relate to each other, what we owe to each other. All of that is found within romance in a way that in a way that even other genres don't often tackle.
I mean, at least it might also be the one that makes the most sense to us.
Yeah, yeah, and so like yeah, rom-com was a really natural fit for it. And of all the ideas that we had lying around, that was the one we were most entertained about, like when we thought about working on it. And so we did.
I feel the same way as you guys because as somebody who also is on the spectrum as well, I feel like there is like again like just reading through what I've been sent from our friends like there is a understanding of all the characters and seeing how you push in your experiences. I feel like with the characters as well. It's nice to hear that just on the front of like I can see a lot of not only a lot of myself in it, but I also do enjoy the comedic bits as you need to in something as party crashing as your guys' graphic novel.
Yeah, I mean, like comedy is a fascinating thing, and especially when trying to make comics because it's so timing
Mm.
dependent. Trying to make sure
I mean,
because
you can
every
have a great joke, and if
yeah,
if
if
it's
it's not
not
paced
paced
right,
right, it might not land quite how you're intending it.
exactly. And so like it's a really fun challenge trying to preserve good live comedic timing in a series of static images.
Mm.
It's a fun challenge.
And to do it in a graphic novel format, that's again, like you talked about pacing earlier,
Yeah.
trying to land it in the perfect spots instead of it making it go flat or you go for say 20 or 30 pages of no tension, something doesn't land as hard as maybe you'd want it to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot to balance, and especially with a cast the size we're working with, then like trying to make sure that it all held together was
It had a lot of notes.
yeah.
We wrote down a lot of notes when we were figuring this out. We had, what was it? Was it 16 or
It
14?
was 16 A4 pages of bullet points for the plot.
Yeah.
Half-inch margins, I'm assuming.
No,
No,
no, like we're talking like
like it wasn't even double spaced.
no, it was crammed in.
I love that I love that detail. Particularly because I think that when you do again something that is brand new where there is no attachment, like I'm coming from the sort of like superhero realm because I've read through a lot of superhero comics as a kid. So if it's something that isn't atypical of your Marvel or DC heroes, I'm always trying to see how well I can attached to the characters because I think the characters for I think any story, they're the driving force of it all. What
Mm.
did you guys do? Because not only in the detail you've given with the 16 pages, but in terms of manufacturing these characters and making sure that they not only landed with people, but they could, help connect them. How did you guys come about to the character process and creation of it all?
Unsurprisingly, we had a spreadsheet.
Yeah, we were looking at sort of t character archetypes. We looked at characters from other like video media to so that we could try and hear the types of voices that we might want to associate with these characters as starting off points.
Yeah, well, I mean, first, what? Because you've skipped a step
Oh,
there.
have I?
Yeah, which is that first we looked at like exactly what well you or at least glossed over it. It was like we looked at exactly what type of characters we needed, like to perform specific functions within the plot. Like what sort of exactly what character intentions would make the best like kind of Brownian motion banging off of each other. So then once we had those, then we
Then we, yeah.
like kind of went through media that we liked and assigned voices to each of them as a jumping off point. So like Heather Frantic, the wedding planner, was assigned Leslie Knope and things like just to give us like an idea for the cadence of how they'd speak. So then what we've got is the plot telling us where they're going to be and doing what. We've got a jumping off point for their voice. And so then it was just a case of testing really and seeing what
It
worked.
was a bit like a science experiment.
Yeah.
Like, how would these characters interact in this situation? Hopefully, nothing explodes.
Just put two characters sitting in a you know, that's I think what one of the most fun things about any again, like you can bring it to I think any universe, right, where you just try and see if I put this character who maybe is a little bit angrier but maybe has you know, some random soft spot, or somebody who appears hard on the outside but is actually, oh wait, there, you know, you like seeing, I guess, how these two characters or maybe even three characters would interact if you just place them maybe in an empty room or in a bar to see how a conversation goes.
Mm.
It seems like you guys have had that type of like level of creativity when you came in with designing and creating the base of these characters here.
Yeah, I mean, the important thing was to make sure that we had a cast that were all complementary, so that there's no like real overlap of dominant personality. There's no real overlap in design. Everybody stands out as completely an individual, which allows us then a lot of play space
Mm.
because none of them is serving the same function in plot, and none of them is serving the same function in terms of like uh, shape or design. So it allows us to, you know, really go ham effectively.
I like that description of people going ham. That is one of my favorite phrases. Like quite honestly. But if I also may ask about the setting of your book, I always find, like, again, like I love, it seems like I also love romantic stuff, maybe not in the way that, like, you know, people outwardly do, because, you know, if I tell it to say any of my friends, it'd be like, you know, why are you a weirdo? You like romantic stuff, like you're supposed to, like, you know, action and all, but I'm also like, come on, like we like seeing people fall in love, right? Or not,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well,
Um
if you look at a lot of action movies, there's a romance subplot in a lot of them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Die Hard is all about him like having troubles with what with his wife.
So,
And that's like
some,
the quintessential action movie held
yeah,
up by people.
just on True Lies.
Yeah,
That's all about marriage.
exactly. Like people, even if they don't want to admit it, people like love.
They do, and in all shapes and forms. I think with
Yeah.
if you regarding walls or whatnot, I think one of the coolest things that you two create, again, you two have, I think, done a fantastic job of doing is showcasing that there are no bounds when it comes to whoever the two plus people are that decide, you know what, we want to try something out. I think that there is something powerful in any shape or mold of that type of story. Again, just thinking about settings. I don't know if it's just a very vague observation on my end, but I find it I just find this your particular setting nice because again, I like seeing people smash things, smash weddings. And I think that I think the chaotic aspect of it all also is a big selling point in your upcoming book.
Yeah, I mean the setting was important. Like it's on an island specifically because it means that no one can leave. It's you know, so the outside world can't affect it. It affect like in storytelling terms, it basically goes into a magic bubble then because the mainland is too far away and it's a place where there's no cell service. So like it becomes its own complete thing, which means that all of the problems become much more immediate and localized. Nobody can outsource the problem to someone else. It means they're all trapped in this pressure cooker.
Yeah. I was trying to remember the phrase pressure cooker. I was
Yeah,
like,
it's a
what is
bottle
it?
episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's what we wanted to do because it just makes it really. A bottle episode is what you need for a good farce, which was another part of the driving factor of what we were trying to do. And you need that contained location and the pressure and all of that. And so yeah, it was a natural thing. And then making the hotel in SketchUp was a lot of fun as well
I like,
because
yeah.
we we like put our usual amount of overthinking into it. So because we started to think like, right, well, it's this tiny little island in the middle of nowhere, which means like you're not going to set up a hotel there, which means it used to be a house. So then we started designing like what kind of house a rich person would have built there, and then adapting that into a hotel. And yeah, it was a lot of fun in terms of like just trying to create a coherent design philosophy of it.
So it was also the thing of figuring out where the rooms had to be in relation to each other
Yeah,
and the staging of the script work. So there's a lot of sketching floor plans on a piece of paper. Like, wait, well, this room has to be here, and the bar has to be here. No, wait, that doesn't work because in the
yeah,
next scene that they have to go past here, and then they're going to crash into each other if we do it that way.
yeah.
It was a lot.
It took us a long time to took us a couple of days of work to figure out a floor plan
Yeah.
by going through the script and working out where everyone needed to be heading at each given moment
Do
so they
you,
didn't run into each other.
so do you guys just have like maybe a page or two of the actual house plan of the setting? You guys
Um,
have.
we've had definitely sketched out quite a few different versions of upstairs and downstairs
Yeah.
and the grounds.
Yeah.
Like
So, well, the pool needs to be over this side, but it has to be near this room. And
yeah, so it all became like it was a really complicated thing to try and work out to make sure that everything could move the way the script wanted it to without like running into believability problems.
Because there is also a page in the graphic novel where you do have the actual design of the
Yeah,
hotel
yes,
slash house
we have a
space.
blueprint. We have a blueprint of the
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 ground.
ground floor.
Yeah,
You got the lobby there, you got like a bar there. And of course you have to have a billiards room because where else are
yeah,
you going to play pool, right?
exactly.
Exactly.
I mean, like it's a rich person. Yeah, it's a very rich person place, so it's got not a lot of practicality and a
No.
lot of indulgence.
You have to enjoy yourself as much as you can on your one
Yeah,
island stay. Because of course that.
Hmm.
exactly. But yeah, so yeah, the setting was I mean, like with the characters, it was dictated in large part by what we needed the plot to be.
Mhm.
What made the most sense. So although although the characters are the most important thing, then both they and the setting all came from the plot.
It sound like Sex in the City. It was like the The hotel is the 16th character.
Yeah.
Well, I think that some of the coolest stories, at least from the ones I've read, I always throw back to Scott Snyder's Batman, which was one of the first comic books I read. I always felt like Gotham was just as much of a central character
Mm.
as
Yeah.
Batman is, and I think to have a fantastic story like the world that anybody creates, like you guys have created, needs to also be as strong as your central characters.
Yeah, like it
Yeah.
has to be it has to feel like a place that's real. It has, or yeah, in the same way that your characters don't have to be, they don't have to be people who could exist, but they have to feel real. They have to feel true, even if they're complete fictions.
I also think quite often the more eccentric your characters or place, the more real they feel.
Yeah, I mean, melodrama and heightened emotion stuff is always compelling.
Yeah.
It is.
It is indeed. And as a Filipino myself, we have a whole bunch of Filipino dramas that falls within that the sort of like Venn diagram of sorts, if you will. So I 100% co-sign on that front. I do want to ask a couple of like creative questions a bit because I had this mistake at first with I don't know if you guys are familiar with Gurihiru.
Yes.
Yes.
I love them both, but I also didn't realize this until I talked to Gene Wen Yang because he worked with them on Superman and also with Kelly Thompson on Jeff the Landshark. And what they both told me was that one's a penciler slash inker, and then the other one is a colorist, and they're actually two people in one. So my question to both of you is, how does the process work for you two on that end? Who does the scripting, penciling, colors, etc. If you could walk me through that.
I mean, it's not that clean on any front.
No, we scripted everything together in a sort of tag team
Yeah,
way.
like one of us would write a few pages, and then when feeling like the momentum was going, would hand it over.
Then the other person would have a look at what was written, see if there was anything they felt needed tweaking, and then continue writing, and then swap over again and do the same thing.
Yeah, so like especially after the tweaks, uh, maybe a handful of pages of script in the whole book that could be firmly attributed to just one of us. Almost all of it is.
I mean, there's very few I can remember doing specifically.
No, exactly. There's at most a handful
Yeah.
where only one of us did them.
Mm.
Or everything else is a combination of the two of us. Then then although you do largely do the penciling, but then I still end up
Fixing a lot of stuff.
tweaking a lot of that before I ink.
Yeah.
And then you end up tweaking some of the inks in the colors,
Yep.
and that which after I've done the flatting, and so it's a back and forth tag team affair that like no part of it is belonging to purely to either one of us.
That is adorable. I had no idea. Again, just because it's maybe more so lack of or a lot of ignorance on my part, but I also am just fascinated by how people have their creative processes. I know that it's different for everyone, but to see
Mm.
tight coordination on all levels of or even just picking up on mistakes, I find that really, really comforting and also cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, we often refer to ourselves as one cartoonist who has four arms, really, because like that's what it ends up being.
I mean, that's why we're Brandt&Stein.
Yeah,
It's like Frankenstein. Two pieces of two different bodies smashed together into one entity.
yeah.
Is that the next original graphic novel idea you guys have?
Yeah. So process is mishmashed.
Yeah.
Like we can't cleanly define any of the stages at all. Which
It's like a three-legged race.
yeah,
Only when one person is running, then the other one's hopping next to them.
yeah,
It's like you guys tag with the I don't know, whatever the poles are in the races. I forget what they're called, but
Batons.
Yes.
batons, yes, like exactly like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. We each do what we can, and then when we can't, we hand it over to the next to the other. And when they're done, they hand it back.
Or occasionally just yell out, help.
Yeah, also true.
Help me. I
So
am
there's
stuck.
so there's never any burnout or anything on that front because you know that there's security in whatever it is that you two are creating or doing.
Oh yeah, there's not big burnout in the teamwork. There is occasional burnout in that we've done too much stuff and need to go and lie down.
Yeah, because Worst Man's 228 pages, but like has an 8 panel a page average. So that's roughly 1,800 pages that we did.
Panels.
1,800 panels, sorry, that we did in about 14 months, including coloring. So
As
it's
well as doing some some
doing,
covers
yeah,
and
exactly.
other stuff.
So it was an average of roughly like 120 panels a month, I think, which is that's quite a lot of individual illustrations.
Yeah.
On top of other work that you two are also
Yeah.
doing as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's the other thing about doing graphic novels is unless you've got a very good deal, you're going to have to take on other work while doing them in order to, have
Eat.
money. Exactly. So yeah, it there was a bit of burnout here and there, but we, as far as like working
That's
process
mostly
goes,
because we're not very good at just sitting down
no,
and not doing anything for a minute.
no, but like in terms of like the collaboration, then no, like none of us ever get sick of the work.
No.
Neither of us get sick of the work because
Or each other.
no,
We've weeded some people out of that before.
Yeah.
It's like you spend so much time with each other. How can you do that? It's like we don't hate each other. What's wrong with you?
yeah,
It's like don't try to psychoanalyze over the top too much.
exactly.
Yeah.
On for sure on that note, I also have to if I may ask about some other stuff that you guys have done outside of the
Mhm.
graphic
Of
novel
course.
realm because I am also fascinated again as somebody who has just been reading and looking at your guys' stuff on the outside, sometimes even picking up again like a DC Pride anthology one shot, not realizing it was your cover. I was like, hold on a minute, I've recognized you guys from there. Um, how did the I know that you guys did a Fartacular kiss stick one shot on Harley
Yep.
Quinn. How did
Yeah.
that come about? If I may ask, do you guys have a copy of it?
Oh,
we do have copies of it somewhere.
I don't know sure where they are.
No.
We did not take them out of the wrappers
No, we didn't risk it.
because we drew it. We got quite a few comps, and it's like I don't know what's going to happen if we have 30 fart comics unwrapped in the house.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just got approached by DC saying that Joanne had come up with
Yeah.
a book about a romance book with Harley about farts. And would we be interested in drawing it? It's like, yeah, we're ridiculous enough to do that, sure.
Yeah.
That's oh.
Yeah, I mean, it really wasn't that easy. We are slowly making a name for ourselves in like the weird niche.
You got a weird idea, take it to Brandt&Stein.
Exactly. Um, there are worse places to be.
Yeah.
That's not you guys drew a Harley Quinn, interior comic, right? And how many people can say that they're attached to one of the most popular Batman
Yeah, I
rogues?
mean, we did the Fartacular. We also did a backup in Harley Looney Tunes um,
Because
story
yeah, because
and
it
Looney
was
Tunes
like
style
issue
story.
91 of the
Yeah,
Harley Quinn book
yeah,
or
and
something like
we've
that.
also we also wrote and drew a story
Black,
in
White, and
the
Redder.
black, white, and redder.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, we like Harley.
we've done a fair amount of Harley, and she's always fun.
Yeah.
And you guys are also now doing the main covers for the series with her brand new costume and
Yeah,
and
Mhm.
whatnot.
yeah, just for this arc,
Yeah.
we handed all those in over in November and December, and yeah, they're a lot of fun to. They were a lot of
Yeah.
fun to do.
They were.
Oh. I it's also fascinating too because I feel like of every single one of the heroes that I've read, villains that I've read, seems like Harley has the most flexible costumes out of
Mm.
any single particular person. I don't know if that's a completely, I mean, because Batman has a billion, but you look at Harley and you go like, well, she's had it from her classic costume all the way up to Arkham. Amanda Connor gave her a new look when she and Jim, like she's got so many different creative costumes that she's worn that I feel like it's impossible to not do something fun in that element of it as well too.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And like when we got the designs for as reference for the covers, like, oh, okay, this is going to be an interesting time.
This is a new one.
Yeah.
She has had a lot of outfits.
Yeah. Well, partly it's because like there's quite a large tone shift every time she gets like a new
Mm.
series or like a new writer and artist like taking over her book, and so it gives her a lot of flexibility to redesign her
Yeah.
to fit the new vibe.
You always have to on that front. But I think you two were the ones who wrote Andrew a story in Titan's Beast World with Connor Hawke, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes, we
Yes.
did. That was fantastic. Actually,
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun because it was we were approached because Josh Williamson wanted to do like the first half of that because he was writing the Green Arrow book at the time, and then it was like, but because we'd done the Connor Hawke coming out story for DC Pride, they're like, well, do you want to do the second half? And so that Josh like said that he wanted it to be in an aquarium with fish zombies, so humanoid fish zombies. So we got to design a whole fleet of them, which was great, and it was very nice seeing uh, Jamal Campbell, I think it was, drawing our designs in the other half of the
Yeah,
story.
that was
That was
cool.
fun. And then Josh was like, "Oh, and you two can figure out how the problem gets fixed," which was a fun challenge.
That's nice to hear because Connor is, I think, one of the more unsung heroes of the DC universe. I know a
Mm.
lot, like he had a great 90s run where he was starring as the Green Arrow right after Mike
Yeah.
Grell had gone on. And I just don't think he gets as much, should get as much recognition. If anything, I was surprised that you two weren't given a 5-issue Connor Hawke limited series running alongside Williamson's run. I
I mean,
just
we'd have taken it. We absolutely would have taken it. But yeah, you never know. Like, who knows what will happen in the future? We
No
can't
idea.
predict.
No.
If they decide there's space for a Connor thing, hopefully our names will at least be in the mix for
Yeah.
working on it.
I think you guys should pitch it to Mary, Scott, whoever is in that department. I think we could have some good times with Connor ahead, even if it's only for a tiny bit. Just to remind people, like hey, this guy had a long run back in the '90s. Nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. And he is a delightful character to work on.
He's also the perfect deadpan to
Yeah,
have.
he really is.
He quite is on that
Mm.
level as well. Um, If I may also ask on this for when you because again like you guys do a whole bunch of not only a bunch of variant covers but you also I believe are one of the main creative teams on the upcoming Dreamgirls Pride DC event. I believe
Yes,
that's
in
coming
fact,
up.
we're finishing drawing that today.
How did you guys get approached with that? Did you have a particular pitch for the characters? And I'm excited for it to roll out. But
I
how did that
mean,
all come about?
we didn't pitch anything because it's all being written by Jadzia Axelrod
Mhm.
and Nicole Maines. In a departure from like previous years, it's an actual like complete story this time around. So we're just drawing the parts of it that take place on the Watchtower as opposed to the other places, which you'll have to read the book to see.
You've been keeping it all in those. But yeah, like the first reason that I got attached on to it, well, because I love Jaxie Alzara. I love her Hawk Girl series that
Yeah.
came out three years ago. But you have Greg Rucka spearheading like a Batwoman thing with Claire Rowe, and I've always loved Greg, as a writer. And I think just overall, it's going to be very fun weekly, and seeing your guy again, everybody's name attached to it has to be
Oh
like
yeah,
a
like
super wonderful project.
there is a murderer's row of incredible people on there, like as well as the two writers. Then like being in books alongside people like Nicola Scott, J Bone, Greg Rucka, and Claire Rowe, like is it's a lot of pressure, frankly. It's a lot of pressure.
Don't call it pressure too much. It seems like again, like you guys have your own graphic novel coming out, and you're also being a part of history, right? Like that also has to count for
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, and yeah, it's been another novel challenge for us
Mm.
trying to work out like how we're doing all this. Like we generally like to take on jobs that force us to learn stuff.
Yeah. I now have a good idea of how to draw curved corridors, which I wasn't sure
Yeah,
how to do before.
so exactly like those things. Like, yeah, we really do enjoy the thing of um yeah, have taking on jobs that force us to learn stuff.
We never take it easy.
God no, boring.
Trial and perseverance. And that is something that over the last hour of talking to you two, I've learned more as a person in the collaborative of it all, and also in your upcoming work and everything that you guys have talked with me about the process and how you create your comics, which I thank you again for thank you again for the time and the insight on your processes and all your creative work.
Oh well, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
This was delightful. But yes, guys, please check out The Worst Man Over from our friends at Titan Comics. The link will be down below to not only that, but also to Brandt&Stein and their website and everywhere else that you can follow them on about. I'm Dom of X. Please stay safe in this very odd and weird world, and have a wonderful day wherever you are.